You need to hear this if you're worried about your wallet, America, because the economic roller coaster is back in motion. Inflation is rearing its ugly head again, and US President Donald Trump is doubling down on a bold, some say reckless strategy to overhaul the nation's economic playbook. Prices are soaring, tempers are flaring, and the question on everyone's lips is roaring louder than ever. Can Trump deliver on his promise to bring costs down from day one, or is his latest obsession with tariffs about to send the economy into a tailspin? Eggs are hitting $5 a dozen, gas pumps are draining bank accounts, and families across the country are feeling the pinch. Trump swept into office vowing to slash prices and make life affordable again, but now, whispers are turning into shouts. With inflation climbing, why is the president fixating on tariffs instead of relief? Is this a masterstroke to protect American wallets, or a dangerous gamble that could leave us all asking, with a leader like this, who needs economic enemies? Will Trump's tariff threats tame the inflation beast, or are they about to pour fuel on an already raging fire? And what does this mean for the everyday American, from the grocery aisle to the gas station? We're going to fix this economy, Trump thunders at rally after rally. But across the nation, critics are firing back. If you keep pushing tariffs, Mr. President, we're going to push back, with higher prices and bigger burdens. Trump's tariffs could slap a 20% price hike on everything from clothes to cars. But can tariffs really spiral that far? How realistic is it for Trump to beat inflation with a trade war? Let's dive into the chaos, unpack the consequences for families, businesses, and even the global stage, and shine a spotlight on the answers to these burning questions. Buckle up, this is going to be a wild ride. Before we dive in, support us by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications, because you won't want to miss a second of this economic showdown. For months, inflation has been creeping back into the headlines, and now it's screaming from the rooftops. The latest numbers hit like a sledgehammer. In January 2025, consumer prices jumped 2.9% compared to last year, the biggest leap since Trump took office. Eggs? Up 8%, gasoline, surging past $4 a gallon in some states. From the heartland to the coasts, Americans are facing a cost of living squeeze that's tighter than ever. And Trump's response? Not price controls, not subsidies, but tariffs, big, bold, in-your-face tariffs. I'm going to slap tariffs on imports, 10%, 20%, maybe more, to bring jobs back and fix this mess. It's a line that's fired up his base, with supporters cheering, America first. But not everyone's clapping. Economists, shoppers, even some of his own advisors are sounding the alarm. If this doesn't stop inflation, we could see prices explode even higher. In response, Trump's team is digging in. We're not backing down, one aide snapped. Imports are flooding our markets, undercutting our workers. Tariffs are the answer. The most jaw-dropping twist? Surveys show Americans aren't buying it. A stunning 62% say they're unhappy with how Trump's handling inflation. A brutal blow to a president who campaigned on economic swagger. I voted for him to lower prices, not raise them with some trade war nonsense. Why is inflation hitting so hard? And why are tariffs Trump's weapon of choice? Let's break it down. Picture this, it's February 2025 and inflation's back with a vengeance. The consumer price index, that big scary number economists love, spiked in January, driven by what experts call supply shocks. Eggs skyrocketed after bird flu decimated poultry farms. Fuel costs soared as winter storms battered refineries. From bread to beef, the grocery bill's a battlefield and families are scrambling to keep up. Trump promised relief. Day one, prices drop, he bellowed during the campaign. But now, weeks into his term, that promise is looking shakier than a house of cards in a hurricane. Instead of cutting costs, he's rolling out the tariff cannon. It's a classic Trump move, bold, brash, and unapologetic. He's eyeing tariffs as high as 20% on imports across the board, from electronics to clothing to auto parts. The logic? Force companies to bring manufacturing back to America, boost jobs, and, in theory, stabilize prices. He's fighting for us! A steel worker in Pennsylvania cheered. "Foreign goods are killing our factories! Tax them!" But here's the kicker, not everyone's on board, not even close. Economists are waving red flags like they're at a bullfight. Tariffs don't lower prices, they raise them, warned Catherine Rampell, a top economic voice. Businesses pass those costs straight to consumers. It's Economics 101. She's not alone. Studies from Moody's Analytics predict Trump's tariff plan could jack up consumer prices by 1 to 2%, and that's the optimistic scenario. Take a simple example. Your next flat-screen TV. Made in China? Slap a 20% tariff on it, and that $500 price tag jumps to $600 overnight. Same goes for shoes, toys, even the car in your driveway. Trump's tariffs could hit low-income families like a freight train. They're the ones who can't absorb these hikes. The public's feeling it too. We hit the streets to hear from real Americans, and the mood? Grim. A mom in Texas groaned, tossing a carton into her cart. "Eggs cost more than my cable bill. Trump said he'd fix this. Where's the fix?" In Michigan, a mechanic shook his head at the gas pump. $4 a gallon and now he wants tariffs? My paycheck's already toast. That 62% disapproval rating isn't just a number, it's a warning siren. Polls from CNN show trust in Trump's economic magic is crumbling fast. "He's out of touch," one voter fumed. "Tariffs sound tough, but I'm the one paying for it." Even some Republicans are squirming. We're worried. If prices keep climbing, 2026 midterms could be a bloodbath. But Trump's not budging. The naysayers don't get it, he shot back. "This is how we win, long term." So, can Trump really pull this off? Let's zoom in on the tariff gamble. The idea is simple. Tax foreign goods, make them pricier than American-made stuff, and watch factories spring back to life. It worked, sort of, during his first term, when steel tariffs pumped some life into Rust Belt towns. But this time, the stakes are higher and the math's dicier. Inflation's already at 2.9%, teetering close to the 3% danger zone the Fed hates. Add tariffs, and experts say we could hit 4% or more by summer. Why? Imports aren't just luxury toys, they're everyday essentials. Over 60% of clothing in the US comes from abroad, half our electronics too. Tax those, and store shelves turn into a war zone of sticker shock. Worse, there's a ripple effect. Say China retaliates, and they will. If Trump taxes us, we'll tax back, a Beijing official hinted darkly. American farmers could see soybeans and pork slapped with counter tariffs, tanking exports. Remember 2018? China hit US agriculture hard, soybeans plummeted 20% in months. History could repeat itself and rural America's not ready for round 2. But can Trump dodge this bullet? He's got a plan B or so he says. "We'll cut taxes, drill more oil, and slash government waste," he promised at a press conference. Sounds good, right? Lower taxes could put cash back in pockets. More drilling might drop gas prices. Cutting spending? A conservative dream. But here's the catch. Experts say it's not enough. Tariffs outweigh those gains, one economist warned. You can't drill your way out of a 20% import tax.